Super News.
Nonsiaba Yawa Sante man time Edumba Shababro Sino Emo. Digital address AK0187090. And Samu Dwayabuano Yabakin Kan Ediamamo. Send on Sia Cassia. Yes, from live. Ewo Facebook so. Oirepa Radio. Oirepa Radio. Ubetimi do message abaho. Nia Kinka Ediamamo. And you may. Infantry News Battalion Yaya Basa ene agi akonwa ede kase ebremo midi edi PSA Ladi menem
Odam Mamu Social Distancing Ambassador Fata Frimpon Afi
Mame Frimpoma Crunchy MFK for short.
And some idea no etifin say ena etie akopiemu Ghana mrashabe dwam say cathedral no ayesie no amanfo bia de contract na mo no kwan omo fa so a wo mo agisika no enfo kwan mo mrasha bedwam dom ketewa ekasa
Onimonyamfo kwajo pon kroma na ekasa yi na o kire se bradu sa George fo ma so twe mu oden ekoma woni a wo to sensantrofo so apon sentrofo
Kani mrashebadwani ano wa Pro East Mansini ewa buno apoye mantemo wade ato finance minister nim fotosanfo se wono ankasa wo fa ni dibre ento fom nyesa de mpanifo beye no nani enye ho
Ghana omino bombos for defense minister edi ato dwa se enyumakwa hodo mu nipa ye chechefo a womo ko strike anyone yo so womo de womo beje strike ni mu no womo nya abotire kosa monkuri esanse amanu ani bi tin wadwane asomrikam eko IMF no
na yaba akwantempo so ne kwanso kosa nsumu a posi adwumakuo no ama wonum edom no nipa wo ha ne nan entity e wo mototwe mu a woba ababua na wama woni a wonum twi moto ade teta prage ama kambu ni ne ka wonyina entity e
Birth and death registry wanom eye hyehyeye a wamamu ni nyina wade ifidie bekwa kwasisi wanom ahwe ama wachuro din se de be ya birth set no wobia ensa ebeka bie
Ora abronye kwambafo eni ni dipa bunu mantem NPP amanyo konudwam training ene na sembi ewo court edi na free mu eba ye be kirekire mu edi amamu
yo na eni samdodo no na yade eba abesumu ene anwumre owura Boris Johnson ya yanyantie se wose wodi ndibre ba beto no nsumu sam ewa no manyina ebebom enkomo Emmanuel Odro Korea tintim sam no ene odi asoma yai dwumako no anam ana ya gina anwumre ya ye besum aisibu amani oyepa gradanie na ne apepra Saros papa nie na fe ne edi kru je no fufuo ani aponche krakra pata na akoso ya bua vida for wife wonso wo happy wonu ne bo chidom amanwumre ekwamu atene ne asomo ansam no nkire mu se de si etie yemfa ema muai na ya beko English abrochimem na yakwa akodi nkomo na ya na obi bisasa enya bia English mano ane abrofo wonum entity ane wonum hyehyeye no de pa na ema ye de ne danso anaso de ne danso kire se wonum de BBC a nipa no ono a wagi sudie ato ne ho so nti wantena wonka se me twen se obi baba ka kire msamfa de brento ana ebe pamme obeti a wose mempem ho asem na wodi ndibra to honom English mano wonum ane mansro for pani Prime Minister Owura Boris Johnson yanyantia se papa ne sensemba akomienu binti ane ono a obesi from or resign na ansan ono de ne de papa no kire se ukọ English abrochima no wonum brase odwafie mu a ane Conservative Party no sem brase odwafo dodo no ahorosan di wonum adibra toto no ane ade a ana aka bia ma Owura Boris Johnson so ade so no ono ne de no asisubom de bon we bi ane se wodi sika bi akwa akosiesie baabi ni fie bi ya Downing Street efie bi owo ya anfa mrakwan so anase ntwaye eno ka ho afa yase wonum si owura bi so oyaba mu panin be na watwemienu ntam nie so wonso kodina wakomiamia ma mienu bi ni ade Owura Boris Johnson kwani ofa so ka asem no ase no so antwaye no so bo eka ho afi wo se mrase ojafo no nto aba emfa ma owura bi a wonum susu se wono so sebe wafa ka na chichi kwan bi so ama woye buoma no afa so anesa enti munsam na bebre pa na ebase akwa amaso na yekodi nkuma wia no se de to manim yekọ English abrochimem na yenu apani Daniel Adom Dankwa ya say wono na woye executive director de ma Longevity UK Limited wasanso law student English abrochimanum Select Law School yane ne bon komo ne bisa say UK for no onsi dia pa no num je Boris Johnson or Rezania wonum pe anati say senior ya mo adwune akwa ba nwumre wo Ghana
openi ya jimu nyina moso gidi yesu bia ho yesu so
oba dia dama ye ho ya pa we dia yesra wa yenim se bia sabira wona no ade ho na waache wa nka ubie wonim kakra de maye ne anka bebo pa.
Okay, that's all right. But show me to kapa.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Yo, where the ya monkomo network na to mu no. Ye ni kan mo bo bonkomo no anaje wie na ye be de ne ahonkomo ayedi. Ora Boris Johnson. Ane nsam wa ekokokoso. Hint abase oba be resign. Nukura bi ewom na ayade epote ya de yate na yade bi ato yatiefu anim. Aja mo na mo English abrochimanu mu a aya o mane amutim na munim ne yekoso pote ensam no efri hine kura na ayade na abewie sei
yo openi me da sipi awa kwanya mode amame yama etifo nyina so ajo ewo oyerepa FM eso the ebra wo ye intro no obobo eniema kakra eso na medi ebi beka ho nse ohwe eniema amaya ba bedru baby a ye dressesie ya eniema no oboaboa no a ye ahodo be se enum na ansa na mediatifo ebefa eniema num ene ewie UK time as that time in 12:30 the Ghana time near 11:30 and Boris Johnson our prime minister UK hano or the two o mining in and say baby our baby no as it's all dinner konya no echo say for penny or UK has to until as I speak now no Boris Johnson will resign as the Prime Minister of the UK na utie no
when you resign no
yes but when you resign na sisi no senior etie and say wakase or person what na hwa kakra ekopem say the party and the Conservative Party no ebehwe na omo ayi obi a oba si na no so Boris Johnson na oye party leader o she Conservative omo a party na hwehwe no a obe party leader utme so ekonkode na ko nim na party no nyina eto abanma na obey the leader of the party. There's a general election is ultimately when then you can actually go ahead and become the prime minister. And since Siano Boris Johnson will resign as prime minister, but he is still the party leader of the Conservative Party. Party no any OBSC into Otnawa Kaka Kusi Abia, hopefully maybe October and September or maybe another leader of the Conservative Party.
Okay.
About hand. That's what actually happened now.
Okay.
But Oboboni maybe so mami and capture some few things beyond maybe I'll be no be some maybe.
Okay.
Chris Pincher affair. This month a Monday no and on only case na by no na a deputy chief with the Conservative Party no now a very bad history of grouping men he's just like a party carnival will be originally year pa na o share no ba kosem kakra no or ma out me can say we gay there but in very close circles no anybody do na ekase oye gay or a very bad history of grouping people na ne one better party no Boris Johnson ekata so ebomo so we some Monday premier that be a very big issue will come say and no can be and no kwan we had the party gate all throughout COVID time from 2020 March till July 2021 yingina ni ehifie ntumi nkwajuma Boris Johnson esi nyina yenim rano so but on the Oko Downing Street, there were a series of parties at their Kosovo. He was the first prime minister, you're finding, and other 87 of his party members who had been fined by the police because of breaking the rules of COVID and other protocols we all had to observe. There was also the Owen Patterson case, an MP on one also breaking lobbying rules, which has been said by the Conservative Party and also the Standards Committee in Parliament. And not just that, about UK currently, there's a major living crisis. You be a 2B UK high, a friend of national insurance. You were a 23 million UK high, about a national insurance and about your income tax. We are Juma Busmibia and answer kind about the council. Your free source immediately. National insurance, ni cost through you'll be a UK hana yeah Jumana a feeling in a currency kabum £34,000 or tax a cost through by 1.25%. For Johnson, but still now will be a 12 money and apart from that too, and some debra mouth for back say Boris Johnson only policy direction. Over UK how you can't actually tell say or do man any actually east or west or south or north. You say near my bobo see ena akikaboma ami ababe dream baby away. See maybe see another question behind.
Yo sir watch mu yepa na yen hwe na wia wode baba to dwa se wanya resign no sign na o man mu sitie ebi mu bose anase o manfo aboto kakra.
CP over London, me was South London, and generally London, which is the capital. I see no a Labour prone. Nipan do know London hano to about Labour Party. I am the largest opposition party. Into London had a Nigerian Kwan or say, but maybe to say other big cities to say Birmingham City and I say Coventry, Leeds or Manchester. I honor to Donana and Nipanota Twapa and my Conservative Party now. And so responses are very divided and very, very different. But Osheni Paduduanwa will manimano. In fact, people have actually had enough of Boris Johnson because he has a penchant for lying, and most people actually describe him as an innate liar. And they are ama ne hobon titiripa nipa dodona ebusi and then they say when you be a kind crack and timamufun fees baby or do minor kono ama or mine UK a democracy, any parliamentary system of governance, we buy since 1689. And the parliamentary system of government, I might be to say Ghana, and also so incorporated that into our system of governance. Now, Omufi said, acquire do man or a faso on share a bedroom rabino or my AFA United Kingdom. The two might be to say United States when it comes to being one of the best and greatest beacons of democracy or may a good and most people are actually very excited, especially in London here. I quite mixed reactions. It been and which is also actually the very few people more, but majority are indeed very excited. And I for one, I'm super excited that this man is actually vacating his seat and just making report. Part, yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, you share ne Brizet no sense no. And can charges are Emma worries I need one.
Unim here, Zababoni Amabe Ahudu Numa, Emma Boris Johnson, the party for especially MPs, no, Asariatiana, one almost one tenancy and you or before from. But Osha, or your business will buy Britiaka Canusa or bar Aponiano 2019, July, yet two about general elections, no winning. Unim here, Mame Enka, maybe a lot of people might not know. Mommy, a friend of Margaret Thatcher, Freewa, or Boris Johnson, Kwane, the only prime minister from the Conservative Party, which we are winning a vast majority. Now here 2019 answer my prime minister no or to me a bear prime minister with extra 80 seats would be to me David Cameron and to me and there are quite a number of conservative MPs are going to me and yes mano. Apart from that Brexit was somehow boss one. In fact Theresa May couldn't do it and it was actually Boris Johnson only already a friend Dominican who more a team up who was his campaign strategist or more yeah and it's a get Brexit done and also from 2020 2021 that was the mantra baby and Boris Johnson actually did very well to get the United Kingdom out of the European Union. I'm also born about so was hard now currently as I speak to you all developed nations are you can quano or Maya in terms of COVID vaccination rollout. UK was the number one in terms of the rollout of the vaccine. Me I say me the first dose, me the second dose. I still didn't have the booster, you know. And even winter so baby, we are still it was summer currently, okay. But winter crano Boris SRD and she go say because you see figures say cost currently UK ha and yema COVID is abantu asai and she say summer ni twemwa winter na another rollout baba to abon homo in papa say nyuma we am bobo so nyina niema ye frɛ ade bi so one economic system be a friend leveling up omo esikasem enye kra no winter eba ye be so mass energy bills cost ni ade what is share papa out do be so aba okay minia adia ama Boris Johnson abedrim pempen so ni say oyobia on kanakre okay oyobia on kanakre na o mani fi say so be candy for no what do mani ma SSL oye a person of integrity SSL oye a person of honesty but sani ma no mo so Boris Johnson and like his qualities
okay senior ma ya no asena ya fancy am say what school ya nyumre pa with the happenings in UK nti ya okay ma ya no ase ya kire no say bibi frubu na o se ba nche na ya be sa ba nche na ya be pe na yakoso
yo and ya me the DJ achieve for the no Boris Johnson by announcement no by way of just way of UK political education and it's also Osha UK ain't any written constitution. Nti sahne ma ekoso nyina no brapani eno ni o how kesi say UK o omudi bi di Theresa May eno omudi bi di Boris Johnson it just say the next PM of the no here ono so be go fit into ba UK ha omo ye members of parliament no omo tumi ankasa yi obi so a prime minister oni tumi bia and the party MP for no and wo tumi nti say when tumi an control your MPs at any point of time no US in chain okay and you see make us say no there's a whole debate currently going on in the media in the UK say a bread reset as a on my United Kingdom rating constitution to say US it will be Ghana will be no now in the entire amasa akoban say onu kwane o manya who study democracy onu no o manya she say o mabia eni no so pen ono no omanya omabiara eni no so pen eno nti ena ma akobasa ba sese ne de wo mu oman ni so se yemfa rating constitution bra e brain won kameko kodi nti a sa ne ma we ni nyina but brain fofo no e bi di san komo
ene ya no some other time na yenhwe ehon so na afei so mu frese umbenya rating constitution no yeah call in right order na say yeah adufro bi also mu hwe no de to akire na akire mu kan wasema ye bedi nkomo akire senior
okay
we ye nua Daniel Adom Dankwa Ghana mem no so centroni sa na e say oko law school ewo English abrochimem select law school na owo ono na ye panipa executive director de ma Young GVT UK Limited ana wachire ye ne yakoso nti say Boris Johnson wanyasi
Jeffrey UK abrachimemu ne aboremu ewo on my Ghana mu kane mrashebedwane ya no wo Pru East Mansini ewo bono apoye mantemu saa brekro na so no no ene soafo hwe ahode ne so ewo omayimum wonmanyafo kwabena donko ene de adesrede eto finance minister Yera Ken Oforiata wono ene hwe Ghana esikasam entotoye so wode ato nanim se animanim ya se de Ghana esikasam totoye eniema ensi toto apeya eto atechemu no ebeya enka Yera Ken Oforiata wono ankasa ensi form ofa ni dibra no ento form na wankyere Ghana for se adwuma ndo amampani na nado danko akufo ado wane MPP aban wode ema no se de agene nsam wontimi entoa so biem wase afimpi mienu eni dunum wano bra no ate akonwa so se soafo a wo hwe ahodene so no na dumso eni niema bia enkoso yie ewo na abamu ntino wodi no kure ema Ghana ya wono ankasa wodi ni dibre eto fom eti fotosanfo ebetimi ahwe de wo ye na afimpi mienu eni dunum ne so na wodi ni dibra no ato fom anka beboa pa ama Ghana eniema atimi akonkan wase na adodanko akufo adode Ken Oforiata o dabi wantimi enyi ni dibre emfri ne nsam esa amanyosam nti senka beboa pa ama no kuradie ne niema bia koyie dia enka panin wono ankasa wonfa ni dibre ento wonanya sa na empanifo hyiam no wafa adwen bia ene na wono ala enepe
Onumnyamfo ohwe Ghana sikasem so Honorable Ken Oforiata emfa na dwuma entofam Onfa na dwuma no ntofam onfa akonya no nto woni emfa ma obi foforo owura yi wabon ho modin yi waye di obetimi nso entimi emfa ye nko ba bi aye kɔ no eni na wotwe enani ena owura yi ka se Ghana ye ne IMF yen negotiate da yen koshia da enka isikasem na ne de ba ne sen se be man so de wo ka asem a ese ugina de waka so Ken Oforiata wabo model abo man ipi emra na oyo no anu ho adwuma no awo private wabo model na momu ba amanyonsemu a park no eso no nko ente se de wa adwuma no waye mfie ennume ko mfie nsia ye hu se enkoyie ente won fa adwuma no nto wanfa nto ho a parliament GDA nipa wo parliament no GDA nti ese parliament sorry ne ka che ne se owura constitution no ma ho kwan se ye ka so owura ko ye beto ho aba sa aba no se secret ballot na no se here 1/3 o ha mu inchemu aduasa miensa na ya ka se motion no ye de ba se parliament emanu ensifem nti mesi owura Ken Oforiata waye bi wabre ninim die be kwa na die akoyi die akowura IMF dichim nti wonsifem
Wei ayakane soafo anu ohwa hodene so ewo omayimu a na wasan eye mrashebedwane ewo Pru East Mansini ewo bono apoye mantamu wonmonyamfo kwabena donko
Yanko bombo ensem emwe yanyina yeyanum nsem eyasumsem sa woni a waya tretrefo no wonum dodo no a ekọ strike mekire teacher unions anase ekuwa odo a wonum eyeku a eye woni a wakira de na edom ni nyina ene se won se bibia friend cost of living allowance kola wahamabu pai eduonu abanu fama wonum sanse ebrahim ayeden obramu yaw ni nyina ene ntodie kakra yebedie no kofi no gbomoba ye abana fama wonum no mamu odin ema wonum ama wonum ebre enam so ama defense minister Owura Dominic Nitiwol e de abetu dwase se de ade ne ekọ no bambo nsem ampa nanso kusama nkuri wanu munya abotre hankuri na de chew abotre ye esanse Ghana embrengbre ya ye wo mu emu ayeden nyame ne he han obekye yankwan na IMF santan oman no asesa ye nya urukoso e de akobo ekopa bibi kakra beboa oman no a na nse muba mu kudi sikani oman ni mu nti omoye sa anu na asa pressure anu odin e no omode to aman no so ebi ono nso e wo bra na emu ye ne no mamu ye oman ni mu no na do dan kwa ekufuado eni aban no enye omayi pamu kura de no mu hia nyina wo ye ma omnto omnto omobo na de bi ebe yie ohie ni asem ama oman boajo Owura Dominic Nitiwol our yet defense minister Ninsamwa waditu echano enie yo yetwa ensam no eso
ania na yewra Nitiwol ne no maye no yankomra se odwafiem.
As defense minister, all our appeal to all these bodies is to say that we've taken the decision to take our program to the IMF. They should give government some bit of time and let's negotiate. They should give government some bit of time and let's talk together. Let's this idea of I'm going to go on strike, I'm going to do this. The government has all the means, they will give it to you. This government has shown very good faith to everybody that if they have the means, they will do it. They've never disrespected workers. They've never shouted on workers. They've negotiated with workers on good faith. Plead with them. They should give government the opportunity to negotiate with them in good faith. Can you imagine you are leading an IMF team and workers are asking for maybe between 6 to 8 billion extra income or extra expenditure on the budget? It makes your work very, very difficult. I just plead that, yes, things are difficult. We all accept. It's not the fault of a worker that maybe if he was earning 3,000 Ghana cedis yesterday, that 3,000 may buy less things. But like I said, let's plead with everybody to give government the opportunity to negotiate very well with them. But I really, really worry that whatever we do, we should look at our kids and ensure that we don't leave a country where tomorrow those kids will find Ghana a different place. If we manage ourselves very well up to now, we will continue to do whatever we have to do. And I'll give Ghanaians a promise. We'll continue to do whatever we have to do to keep this country very safe.
Yo, ora Dominic Nitiwol no was it ye escape mu odena sika no a wo mo hwehwe no eya chachafo hwe no eso pop ne nkebi wo anka IMF enka abani ntua akobam tutubrika enkoho enko ese wo kopɛ bibi kakra abeboa Ghana mai wo defense minister Bambo Swafo
na ninua information minister Swafo ya wo hwɛ amanebo ensam so kwajo opon kroma onso abomodin APM ewo mbrase odwafiem wonom na OPM ewo mbrase odwafiem na oyi nsam ano e de afa enei nipa kwa ahonya ne akwasi broni aka ne human rights no eho na tituru na afansa njrofo ane ya na yedi nsensem menkrofo nsa no to mre bi omtimi chenso nsnjrofo na wonma dufu yane a bu wonu mo ebeja no obepon obekofie na afunu nyina ho no said yempudu anya no na akwabenane na akwache no abo no bizu onum kra bia na de odidi dwuma bia mobile phone ne camera bia je etimi de pim dan mu yewura sandogwe mampenda da adwoma ma nom abraso mre bia atwamu ne akokoso asi bebre pa na eno no owura akwadwo opon kroma wo yi nsam anu mrahye odwafie mu ode srade atodwa no akirem se ba bia oman no ade akyen akoduru mra se abo modern na tituru George fo ya wonum ahwe ade asotwen emma asotwen mu odin ekoma woni a wonum pedodo no a wonum etieti a woni akafa ahodie so se beauty sense adwofo ya kwayi adwuma na bi obi ahia sentroni no aye no aka de na aso ya fa no hodi owura akodwo ponkroma se sa ne mai ya emma ni muso tituru mampani na adanko akufu ado amamu mu ya dodo no a yenim se mampani na adanko akufu ado ya mranim ni awono ne mranim no bia wobo bi pa wosa yesa nipa kwa ahonya nsensem ya kire human rights emu ana ene woje ho tetiese do yani enti ehu behia se yebehwe na yenyina yebebre ayaka de ya ye yansantrofo ni timemfo ase ewo manga na mu.
Contained in my statement to judges during the sensitization for members of the bench and prosecutors on the press freedom sensitization workshop which took place in Ho on the 20th of June 2022. On a regular basis, Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of the Interior also updates us on the status of investigations of some of the key reported attacks in our jurisdiction. And we continue to urge them to quicken the pace of investigations where those investigations remain open. Mr. Speaker, to conclude, I want to call on stakeholders to support the coordinated mechanism for the safety of journalists to ensure that it delivers what it has been set up to achieve. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Nanu si ya no otu aso kakra kire mu se ya pa kwani e befa so ne de asotwe a emu odu ama woni a wonum ayen sentrofo aka de na yatumi abresa suban bone no ase o manga na mu so no aban no ani aso ani hihya odo ya kwani e befa so a sentrofo aho bambon so betimi adi mu na agina brane so no wonum epa na mahodo atutu yentie.
On a lighter note, the minister responsible for information is also responsible for curing misinformation. Mr. Speaker, since June 2019, the Ministry of Information, working closely with the National Media Commission and other key actors in the media space, initiated a number of interventions aimed at safeguarding media freedom in the country. One of such is the establishment of a coordinated mechanism on the safety of journalists. The mechanism seeks to achieve 4 key objectives. 1, to provide regular training for state and non-state actors on the safety of journalists and the need to ensure that journalists and media practitioners are not harmed for the work they do. 2, to provide annual accountability platforms for reported infringements against the safety of journalists or against journalists. 3, to provide validation of reported infringements on the safety of journalists. And 4, publication of annual domestic reports on the safety of journalists. The Constitution and Article 1661 provides for the establishment of the National Media Commission to, among others, quote, promote and ensure the freedom and independence of the media for mass communication or information. Pursuant to this, Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Information requested the National Media Commission to execute this mechanism. The ministry provided set-up support to the NMC and requested other affiliate bodies to extend additional support.
Ora kwajo opon kroma ana yate ne nkanya mrase ojafie mu o kire kwanuasa ene yi asoya no ene aban wonum pe afaso na esentrofo aka de etimi eba fom wo manga na mu ana yate se obo bibi so na se
yaboda
me media no na nko mu pema bom bado ma nyama amumti wifu obi na je mi ko she wi base nti ye ja me a me fa ka abafie no na ya homachi 2 am no ye ayi ya kwa nwoma hanum ya sata
me de na domara kwa enti ko mu de
ya sata wa papa fro no
omu di wi ni bitwa o esa ma obi di na ya me di wachi pa
omu na bo amente saade a
me de onya me mummi me dwane ntem me dwane ntem
so ayo obetuma dwane
me ma mummi
ni e wo fida dem o su acha ho
ai
na no suru nyina oba na ayese eyi
ase bobora abo no
abodi suru le fo o ye so sa be wa yi
ba adia su ehu se ase ebinum so ayetabu onum pa o
se ase ka se mi wunya me mummi
so mano na tro se ase omu ni lucky o
and omu de no
omu speed in the show
se ase omu kwa na sa bura san won sanjura dwuma nu we san
o se ye beto aba no omu de mra bi bai se GJ se yakobon sentwire ni abato woni ade a o mo atweska bi ato sa atam na ye 40,000 cedis o se sen afi na amanfo gigi wo ma no me kwaya me yabo minima giska na ebu kun na na se ebu apantan a sa 40,000 de na be ye
de ano na aka
nwanwa
ya bu wi ana be nze yizika na ye paper
ye to akase bono esom edru ba bi a ya na beset je ehonsam ayedeja e wo magenemu na sese empanifo wonum eda san asoye no anom birth and death registry wonum eye hyehye bi a wode sika ebe hye niam mu na watimi ede emfidie akokọ akomantam ahodo a wo magenemu bese edunsia no na wahyase atwurotwuro din etie ne ye wo wa na atwuro din e won krata ni mu afenso obi nso ewu a kwanye ye fa so eyi ni din kurampo efri register mu no ya na eno nso so akoye deja nti sa hyehye ni nyina no empanifo ehye niam mu kena e wo mayi mu na timi aboa ama ehyehyɛ no akoyie soafo ya wo hwɛ empatamu amamuo ene kuro ketoa empuntuo som wonimonyamfo dan kwakubotwe ene akyire mu sem efri sabria ede kwapem afimpinu ene aduasa 2030 de na Ghana ehyehyɛ da ho no mu a eso obia etimi twura ne din e won krata mu no na wo mo atimi ajo na wode nsɛm ekotu dwa ebra na wonom epa adwumadie bi ho entema ene ogina so ede afutuo ma adwumayefo no a wonom ewa birth and death registry no se abefo kwan a wobefa so ede aye sa adwuma no wanyere wo ho enti woni ewa adwuma no ho na wanye ne yie se de be ya ebeboa ama botae a esi wo mani so no eniema atimi akonkan.
The more you automate, it certainly will reduce the goro thing that exists. Because one, as soon as the person gives birth, deaf in the remote village. It is recorded, and on the tablet it is transmitted. With the help of assemblymen, unit committee members, as soon as a birth takes place in your unit committee area, you link up with the volunteer, you link up to the staff of the birth and deaf, and it's recorded. If all these things are done, it will eliminate the Gorobo. Attitude of the staff at the birth and deaf. They should make it easier. Friendly. The registrar did say that they have a toll-free number. You can call them and you can ask to where inquire. If these things are improved, that machinery is well oiled, it will reduce the incidence of Goro people also.
Pani awoti ninkai aya swafo a wɔhwɛ kuronketoa amamuo ɛne ne mpuntuo ensam so wɔn monyafo dan kwaku boche na ne nkase no achi ɛna acting registrar ya wɔda birth and death registry na no ɛwɔ ɔmayimo Henrietta Lamte wɔn so edit to dwa sɛ na so ye no ɛne mpanifo eka bie wɔ mu wɔn bɛka bom na watimi ayɛ adwuma no ama nneɛma akɔyie.
Through the use of technology, which is in line with the government's digital transformation agenda. In view of this, the registry has introduced a call center at the client service unit, an online payment system on the Ghana.gov portal to afford the public direct access to our services.
Acting registrar ya wada birth and death registry na no ewo omayimo Henrietta Lamte.
Yenko Ghana mrashe bajafie na yenyina yenim se omaye si asoda kase ewo Ghana kropon eye enkran mantamo na sada ya yesi ensankeka keka bosrem keka entam keka manfo kasa efa ho sesika eni omayemo na so sika dosopo akosi asodan kase na dia beto dwa mrashe badwam eni se woni awaje contract ewo asodan ho ebia me na metu foundation me na me diples besisi woni ade no kwan omofo so no enya kwan papa so da bi we wono makodu too soon said yes NSSS sa na mpanifo asie na ye de Ghana mrasha badwam dom keto ase ade no wono mahunu every public procurement authority hono e kire se woni awaje contract no wo mo amfa ekwan trodo so owura Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa woye Northton emrasha badwani edom keto afa enwo ninsem eni.
You ask this question. 31st March 2022, the 25 million cities. If you read it carefully, you notice that the finance minister, in instructing the control accountant general, actually said that they should pay the company directly, rebar the company from the consolidated fund. So it's not only from the consolidated fund, but we are also paying the company directly. Then there is the David Ajayi one, which we released, which is a 2021 instruction that was paid directly from the Chief of Staff's office of the President. That is also from the Consolidated Fund, 32 million. Then remember that on the 29th of October 2020, the third leak that we put out, that was for $25 million. At the time, equivalent to 142.7 million Ghana cedis. That was from the Consolidated Fund. And if you read the June 17 statement, June 17, 2022 statement by the National Cathedral Secretariat, they state clearly that the releases so far, they've used it for this construction, and even though when we go to the site, we don't see 200 million cedi worth of work.
Ora Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa ekyere baabia contractors ni bigigi wonum sika na nokura waso ko site ho no asika no onum agye ade a waso omode ye no ebia ya yese yaduru sei no ukwa ahunu adwuma ko to ma bi na honom eni sika no enfakura na nunu okyere mu se board of trustees empanifo ya pa wonum a wonum hwe edan no sie no womo nso womo anya omadwuma ye kura na ebre ya yakọ animu ya omunyini wonum ani no omu tetempanifo pa no omu obia ni djuma sade ese fata sade be ya Ghana manfo ebufu a ehye binum mu no ebefiri won na da bio ebi ensansie.
Certain obligations are imposed on them. They have fiduciary obligations. They have a duty to make sure that these things, these irregularities, illegalities, unconstitutionalities, blatant breaches do not take place. Because one day they will have to answer. And it's really unfortunate that These are revered eminent priests who we all, go to for guidance, spiritual, direction and all of that. Now allowing their names to be dragged through the mud, it's really unfortunate. They also victims.
Ora Samuel Okucheto Ablakwa North Tongue Emrashe Bejani Ewo NDC Amanyoko no Edimu.
Ya tuaswa kasianu ana yade ema muachirichiri ani pinche baby bia ya mu bia ai wa yire pa ha achiripo enson so ana yade ensam no toma mu baby bia ya mu bia na yanko yanim ewon nsam fufuro mu ade ba ko manga na edi nya na edi awupa kwantempo so kwahia hodo na pendodo no ano de ya na ano ohye na ehu pa ade tetafo no mama kambu abobo ya ne pragiafo no wonum kwanhia ne de ane okọ conference emergency wonum a say yes obi anya nkwanhia ya twane na ya twane sa bebisa no anya pragia na ya abobo ya na ye moto kire se won de nipa no onya ya ni tranti ya na ba se hwan yansam anu ode pa na ayo ma no ade so ane o ma no koda na nti aka bi ama nei posi adwuma no ne nkurabata ya wonum ehwe ahyan akobadie nsam so ya kire motor traffic transport department 20 a afra no MTTD pani kwankyerefo wode nsam atodwa na nsam ya wode atodwa no na yebra posi adwumako ne nkurabata wonum hwe ahyan akobadie nsam so no ama posi adwumafo mako oha ene 904 police personnel yama wonum tete ewo motokam sa wonum amra monten so na womra ma kire woni a wonum aka moto pragia ne ade nhyehyɛ ya ededa ho na wopo wo ho kwasi broni beka se graduation no ase no na enei post adwumako pani ya kwankyerefo a wonna ahyan akobadie nsam eta no animu data de ma motor traffic transport department yeah DCOP Felix Ofosu Acheman wade smatudua en wasere woni agentete na wie sa dawroma wonum ehunu botaye anu nti wombeje ho tete ene ne ewoso wonum kokoye na wonum emaso emra faso emma woni a enti yama won ho tete no.
Police riding ambassadors are to propagate the road safety messages to their fellow riders to comply with traffic rules and regulations. They are to set an example of road discipline for other riders to emulate and to stop under the command of the red lights and police hand signal. The police riding ambassadors are also to serve as a link for providing information and intelligence to the police under the ongoing police action against rider indiscipline. Barry, distinguished participants, in conclusion, I must say that a lot of resources have been committed into making this initiative a reality.
Yo, na DCOP Felix Ofosu Acheman nano esi yano ana DCOP kwasi ofori wanso wana ya kwankyerafo de ma na posi adwumako no dwumadie ane omanfo entem twaka ensem the rest of public affairs wanso wade kakra episo ana o kyerem se ne ma se ni so ade hunu yi abaye eye pedodo no a moto ane pragia abobo ya ane asan wodo nkwansi abrane ya CCC ebewie obeti yesi obi ato ananom wansi ado obi ahwere ne nkwa obi abasa pan ye twa obi nan ane adeade ana kan bi amanei wonum ade se ni so ade hunu yi aba enti wosrese adawroma ye nyina yensom na emabotaye no entumi emram potem awodo ankwansi no CCC yentumi anteso
Federal General Police Yewra Dr. George Kufuda Pare and na Trapungwa. E was accident AC wo. O mai mono nya de pa. Nti ona ne mpanyu for trans. Emma one fa again say SCT police certified riding ambassadors. Na ne dey ye bia no na ne fapim ne se mranti ebe boa police for no on communities me ya hwese akwanhia basa ye ba bi owo ye prepare eba ane kwana na eba ye be kaso enti mranti yo nwati no police as e kase ha send your to promote safety on our roads. Now, in Kakonwa, share other motor riders. So, we do traffic light. Motor no get over and registration.
Yɛwura de si opi kwesi ofori ya wo ye posi adwumakuo no wonum ane omanfo entem twaka dwumadie mu kwankyerefo Director of Public Affairs na yete nini
Jetua ensem ne som Edom kuma ewo mrahebedwa fie na apɔ ne ho se empanifo ya wote akonwa so NPP aban no wanum eye hyehye se wakwa akwaje bisia bi de abeya adwuma bi ewo my Ghana mu na oye san hyehye ne wie na ode ba betu mrahebedwa fie se wanum anyintum a Edom kuma no betu atia esan se sika na wo mokwa akwaje aba no emfa mfaso bia emre oman no empanifo akire sem wakwa akwaje $1 billion ya wode eba a free syndicated loan for honom eho en wakwa kwaji saa besia no ebre kura na so wasaje besia foforo bi kura pa firi ba bia 2022 budget no a empanifo de tu dwa no eno en waye wadwe se wode eba beso asene na saa besia no wonum atimi agitumu a insurance kwa obetua ewo ho no $50 million ya emwa manisi kasem enema nkoyie enti so ye wadwen so de ba betum rahebedwa fie ama panifo abobo ho age atum na watimi akwaje saa besia ne de ene lai wo mo boa won manyafo John Ginapo ene ne oyerepa kasebo etwetwe san komoyi.
But we are currently going through an IMF program. Despite insistence from government, we're not going for an IMF program. They've just announced that we are going for an IMF program because we have challenges with balance of support. The economy is on life support. The economy is facing serious challenges. And so even before IMF engagement commences, government has just brought two agreements for a syndicated loan of $1 billion, $250 million and $750 million. And when you look at the terms of the loan, it's mind-boggling. Most unfortunate, firstly, we would have thought that Parliament would have been briefed on the state of the economy. We would have thought that through the IMF engagement, we'll get to know the true state of the economy before we even begin to talk about borrowing. Because this same reckless borrowing and expenditure that has brought us to this quagmire. When you look at the facility, firstly, it's omnibus. All they say is that it's for budgetary support. You don't know exactly what the amount is going to do. But when you even look at the details, some of the facilities, especially the 250, we're going to pay almost $50 million as insurance and then pay about a 1.75 as arrangement or agency fee. It just doesn't make sense. Why would you be paying such a whopping amount on such a figure? What is so special about it that you pay all this amount? Ghana
Sabio saniama ya nyansa enimui eno nanam so ama Ghana na yekwa IMF eti se wo kwa akwaji sika na insurance wo ho $50 million dia ene panifo mo de ba ya nyintum wei pani ba kwa wate finance committee ne so ewo mrahebedwa fie won monyafo John Ginapo
yanku anim yesrum live on Facebook or Report Radio yakoba bia nipa ko bia kasa bia in the whole country in the whole Ghana udo message ni ba ye be kan ye ede amount enyam na me ko
ewa ko anim power jatum
pasa be ye Kase 2 person
jatum na ko ne sa
hey
best we dey am say fi am de ba ma o
me who pena me machine
aya no aka get
me tia say edi no edi kutu amoa we PS ya pa adresse da bia wo de kwade ho a ya yanku ya ni mo
yentu so yakọ enwomesua Kase mo Ghana enwomesua so afọ education minister any Dr. Osei Yaw Adutwom wacha say adwuma bi a wonom eye ewo kwada so Asante Mantem ha ewo Creative Art Senior High School no wonom ko manim papa no se hwie be bosom we anasafo we bekwa wie no na school no wonom asia wie no kwahunu ba bia wonom aye adwuma na koduru no wo bo ne nsempa hia do se kuyi ko kari moya de se ma pupu muti no aye adwuma ne ntem se de be beboa ama enwomasua akọ nanim ewo oman no emo wo se his excellency na do dankwa Akufuado wo body trim papa system eye abode mu nyansa pe enkontabuo emu enwomasua no obema no atene akọ nanim ewo omayi mu
share mfuntu ekoso ewo Creative Arts Senior High School Mampeni edi adum Asanteman ewo kwada so adwuma no ɛkɔ so yie paa sese deɛ yɛwɔ ahyɛm sɛ afi nkɔ na wieyɛ na dan akɛse ɛwɔ ha ɛso mu wie na nkwara fiti a ɔmo anwuma sua ase no ɔmo afiti ase de fiti ase ne ahwɛ mmɔfra ɔgana nyinaa no aba ha nyame yɛ adom kɔ ebi fi amanfoforɔ so aba no abɛka Ghanafoɔ ho na ɔbɛsua nneɛma foforɔ ɛwɔ dwontuo mu ɛwɔ sinitwa mu nneɛma a ɛdɔkɔ so aha no ɛdɔɔso na computer ho adwuma nso nkwaraa bɛsua wɔ ha na deɛ yɛ me dɛ ne sɛ wosua sinitwa no nkyerɛ sɛ yɛntumi nsiesie mu ama yɛ doctor nti science lab maako dumienu ɛna ɛwɔ school yi mu ɛbɛma nkwaraa no atumi asua science no akɔkyire paa nti so yɛ mu a aha na yɛ baabi a yɛfrɛ sɛ STEAM science technology engineering na the arts no aka ho ama nkwaraa no adwene mu adɔ kɛseɛ paa na ama ɔman anya ɔmo ho mfasoɔ.
Way a doctor or say yaw educhum Ghana ngumasua swafo
putu proma ne bona ba na nyansam ayede ano oden ya kwa kotie se nokure ewo mu a na te sanso aba ne se yanwantie se yese ehye bi esuru esunsurumenti efri sunwan potam wonom baabi ebakuma se edru abu akwa potam wonom yese enya chimato bi kwasi bremba ka se develop effort nti droba ni ne mate no esi so mu ko ha de kromu tie yanse yesi bibi ato seto paye e wo kan mu ma yeka se yesi droba ni kura de dabre won ka tie asefo ho ya rawosam ye ne Thomas Rekon bonkomo nani wodi hu ni ya kan wasem yi no kromu a omo aye bema Thomas ya shasa ye benya Thomas Rekon na wabo modin abo afri se enyansam a se anwumre ya ka ne so cement ofri sunyan bakumase agese waduru kumase kura ne se abu akwade se wadura ne sa ene se ka ne nya fort a woni ne mate isi akwa ade kro ya amaka no entumi yankro ene se bibi epa ye wo ka num se ne gas yo se enso se de ani o ya yentumi enkyere yese apayama sabre droba ni de watu anananom ewo ensia do ya arehosem pa ya ko na ya ko se yebenya Thomas Rekon a bema Thomas otimi kan nwumre
epacho metunka
yo wadama import na sese wugina
epacho midina ebuakwa Baptist asumje Baptist nyan wodo
okay
so in two filling station na ona midina
okay na adie na asi wo
epacho Trailer bi super truck I love you nyama be pray anumre ye ana fish nyana eba akaka kamera du so and do filling station wo anya hu se omojina driver na si na edan se efika ni drama nipa tuko kanu na tanka bi su fish nyana eba to mu dina tanka no ama jana ye se de pie no ye tie ma tanka ne fast etwem eti onye hu se ablast Abbo driver ni no out from say no bia double tie ye wo inside no and a black here for driver ni no de wan kasa e just a bad de ni o ma so no de ne ko and the carry say e pie out and driver no mo area no e di show ni niema no mo de driver no e ko e say de o mo dum no ama car no e si o si ama mo driver no e ko e si ye show information mo be free hospital aba driver no wanyankwa ana wo free je say dawo ekwan no sisia ka no so sisia
ejasa enkwani hia yenka no wasem ejasa driver no muntumi nkyerɛ sɛ wa free mu
yentu sure information
na wadama omu ma ne so de na kɔ no na mu sɛ otumi keka ne ho kakra de
omu ma ne so no de na on peja won timi enka no ho wan mbre tene ti blast ya de ye gina wori ni eso wo nti wo ma mo de ne ekọ no limit ni ka ho to won de information no e be ka no mi hu se nyame adu
okay ya bompa se nyame beboa na wanya nkwa na adekro no a o se blast ball no o se bibi blast se je se etija o nti rubber ni no hyehyee no ana se blaster born is I two literally one the man yeah but answer what to say
e tie no o sha na atosi e wo inside da onono daka no wo wura se e hye na efiri na ho ba fita fo no no mka che ne se ka na shi to wonyina now wa fi e to ba na hu se e ye kese no ana o mu si qualify o sha de pro it's action no to no a process kai no and a process born e kai no
enti o shishi ya na driver no musa ne ho ba bi ahyehye ana e blast ball ne sa
ne ho ba bi water flat na ho ba bi ankan ya flat
okay na mate ni de eje se on de ne ho ya kakra ana
mate no o de tire for o mai
ankan bi on de ankan bi
on na no ni bina nchen ana ono ni hye wura kana se
na o se o ba bedum ka ni ja no ahimfo na dum no fire service for ana
ya bi aye driver na o mu sukia e wa ha no
okay
no area of no
okay
okay o se sia me kwa ni thinking sia me no
aja se ka ni de antimi anhye
entumi anhye
na ka no na so de ye nya nte se eso cement de na so
anya mo na wo mu na ni fu mu ni makro ta police efungina omo fiungina
ba do do ani hwa anya cement on say cement de ande tabo ni gusu kra no a wo do ani wa
enya cement
okay
enya cement
okay
ipa cho bi bia ya bo container no wo ho na mo so ka ta police
okay ya ka say lower ni bi okay okay yo o fara ko ma ya na wasewate
ipa cho mi da mo
yo enti ano so I don't know just we dey enkwadu kumase kura wia ne sa ora Thomas Rako ana nia esie wodi nani hu ya wa boy amane ewu mu ye bonya mepaye de ama drobani ni se awurade beje ne nkwa ba chako toothpaste ya na wa bomodin na wa pebidi atwusin a ebabu ama wo se atimi aye fita so ho ka chako toothpaste eno ana piesie di twini sen
ambassador
agrofo mu ntiase sa product wedding efiri se ba ha untimi moda uhu ya na udwane
minima de krontia
culture ko dukra do se ye na Kase no
Kate ne ka hona Kate no yo enti ya pa to we mpanifo ne dia di twi ase ame ase aye fita so ho ha wo dia untimi modi akwa so pekel ye be yi bi dia ma o e man carbon ifre no mu ase ye fita sa so na se nya ahoden ma utimi e de sre nwunwe kasumsem sama company limited na dia ba adwama so Frezel 246864798 0246864798 ofra pa choka chako toothpaste obajo de akochu se power specialist eba clinic nie ba cho bomodin na ko no ai na wunya duru wonom pe feyase Jasbro fuel station no na ehwe anum pe wunya duru wonom ayade no asetu hepatitis B yade ne pa de anum no akwa dare kwasi bremba ka so ye expect ya ba cho se eba no kotodwe na gogoro kotodwe no ese chance tire ya na ye dede sa bomodin na eko no saw yade obi so nufo mu kokra so yo ba ba ma pa cho breast cancer no nya manko a mama nyina say breast cancer na bitimi ya mama pa cho modern fanfo no na obi so no numpe no abobo se bongresi koba no obi so ato afre ho na obi so ya asrafo nipadua mu ma no ahoden immune system no ayemre pa cho ko pa specialist clinic onom na odinu pa ba adwama so nya binu kama pa e ba chen immune system booster no immune system adwuma na kofka ya ba me sha wa abo wa na abo mu shisho na minimu yo ya numbi dua ya heba tonic nso umoja swate waye mre na umu ha pa cho bomodin numbi jiri heba no eye mema de na dua ya mala mix no malaria ne typhoid ne nyarwa do etete sa numbi na asientu Frezel 244 544422 0244 54 44 22 so na power specialist heba clinic mpanifo enyo so
Bosheba Electricals Kania Fie wall light, garden light, NFA chandeliers ahodoɔ wɔde bebree ɛna aba edwasoɔ ya wɔboa ama efie NFA Monteso atimi ahyerɛn na ne cables no Energy Commission of Ghana wagye atomu a empanifo de yɛ adwuma etie bia na pakwankyerɛ ana pɛsɛ obi ɛbɛyɛ wo light ana ho nsɛnsɛm ɛma wo a bɔwura mu ɛwɔ Bosheba Electricals na wɔmoa ɛma wo kanea ho nsɛm no ɛnneɛma entimi enyina ne nan so yɛ wɔ fans ɛne bulbs ahodoɔ bebree so ewo hono a eti enyinam kanea ebuo ne so adum Bosheba building prisons runabout NFA Kase3 dynamo and Republic Bank ND enmuhwem antiata akofo dan no any PZ and a bensuo for Bosheba e was 03220303838 and 0541 125 339
Virtuous Women Program no ashase ene na ashase ahomache no miensa ekosi anopa no num empemu radio yi so oba mapa oba pa eya na wadi akire no abompaye ni bi enchechire pi wom na osehye no so Onyankopon bo a memeda no pa no nsia ekosi no nso ombabompaye e wo Bosheba Electricals Oyerepa FM enim heya eti bomode oba na wababi na watie bi e so betimi abedo kuro no ebeboa oye pa Dr. Sami Phyto Products no enie sa ho tutu oyama ye umoja swati a Dr. Sami ni product ye ebeboa pa Sami Phyto care no ana Phyto mixture no eno enetimi honam tutuo ene ulcer ene emojawie no Sami Phyto ointment no ensansa kwetenga krosa ebiti amfere wase ensan bia pimples nyina ebeye fro ho star kekawa draway ya Sami Phyto balm no so esisiare onase ochichiti onase atata na ahono wonsa ahono eno so ebetumi no open the support to for 0242 689317 0242 689317 0592 611116 0592 611116 babia yetonton bibidro ubenya bi oba boshe promise herbal ewa dum ha ubenya bi na emom no etimatim asore nkwanta Sami Educational Complex ena ni dosopo no ubenya bi etua na ho ena womo ye enomai dodo pa
kakets ninkan
kak you know why me friend cake simple
akam
KKT
akam
yes nakam
Evansi yanko Ebrano aso.
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Ma yemfa announcement yintwimwe. Tarsins two lands empanifo diaba se 1 year atonsa se ewo Asago Atwema Kwanwoma district ewo Asante Mantemu. Se wo pa se na nakwadua agiman. Wono enensa asesem ene ade nyina ehye ne nsa. Eti wo obi a wato asase se yakwakuo nipa ba akopɛ anase mwakam ho abom ene mabeto asase se mode ya ade a wo se fo ni kiremu ewo na ahemfie free sabria ekopembo somia edianimu yi na ne mpanifo enkoye hyehyeye enkratasem ne ade nyina no mobɛhwɛ ho asɛm aka na nanom ese yemfantomanim sasase no afenu wato ya wo ba besi dan wo so anasa ade a wo bɛyɛ no waye awie na unyanya ho nkrata waye nkrata so kurampa wie a mpanifo se bra na montena sem na hyehyeye bia ɛda ho no monsan emfa niema enwa kwan mu wobetimi afrɛ mpanifo aginkyiremu ɛwɔ 0249 942777 0249 942777 enkaboyachi upenchiremu a eno ena afra mpanifo ede ebema wo woheneba owusu afiri ye otoso 9 woyotumfo apagya hene ewokumase wono ene temgyinafo ede ma dwumadie ya ne nsa ehye enkrata yi ase
ya na ye homra na eyi nkaibo
anka ne mechia ma abna test condom Constance ni mako
Kase3
ni bi mabna test condom Constance baby a wo bia no Nyankopon hira no nsa no ayi so ni madekro fatu asoma me
nsa no stars
nsa no aduane Nyankopon hira
ayo
enti yako Emmanuel Oduro Korea na semu adom ni nyina wa ha na na akoso ya bua isi bua ma o pa grada na fe Jimmy Cliff so eba ha ne woje ne yire ai aponche krakra ne fufuo empata
smelling good
smelling good social distance na ambassador of Atafrimpon da memu ene enuanom
Mame Frimpoma Crunchy MFK for short NFA
PSA Ladi
Keke timada